Hello, 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 my YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else, friends. Blessed new moon in Leo, the 8-8, and all that jazz. Well, we made it through a very, very tricky dark moon. That dark moon in Cancer, man. Woo! Intense, incredibly intuitive, but a little emotional, a little moody. So here we are. I love a good new moon, and it is pouring rain here in Holbrook, New York. So, as much as I would have liked to have this room filled with the radiant sunshine of a new moon in Leo, sun conjunct moon makes a new moon. Literally lit my candle at the exact moment, but moments ago, before recording this to you. So, wanted to check in, say hi, but also wanted to give a little bit of a blessing, a little background though. Leo energy. Let's do the astrology first, right? Leo, fifth house, creativity, good fortune, pleasure, right? Ruled by the sun, hence why I'm wearing my Superman shirt here. Mal-El. The last witch of Krypton. I don't know, you take that as you want. And I am Leo rising, so this is like gonna nail my Mars conjunct Leo rising today. And it's a really good time of year now to really go for your heart's desires, your heart's passions, the things that you truly, truly yearn for that are written in your heart. And on a side note, I really got this, I don't know, last year, the year before, that our heart's desires, the ones you can't seem to shake no matter what, right? The ones that usually take the longest ones, the longest amount of time to manifest. A couple of things about that. Number one, we did not give ourselves our heart's desires. They're written in to our life missions before we ever incarnate. If you like, they're scripted into the character that you play in this world. Because you're not a body. You have a personality, you have a body, but in truth, you are a soul, an eternal being, a higher self, all the way on up, a divine being, however you want to see that. So to understand some of our greatest trials and tribulations, our hard work has been about trying to manifest what is written into the scripts of our lives. And I think that's a bit of a lesson that Leo teaches us, is to kind of chill, right? Fixed fire. There are 3 fire signs: cardinal, fixed, immutable. Cardinal is, can do this in my head. Aries is cardinal fire, Leo is fixed fire, Sagittarius is mutable fire. So think of that fixed fire like the sun, right? The sun doesn't really move. I mean, some say it's in a larger orbit around the great central sun, whatever. But as far as our local solar system is concerned, it's stationary, it's fixed, and everything else revolves around it, right? Rotate on an axis, revolve around an object. I learned that from an earth science teacher many years ago. So that thing of shining our light, right? And basking in that light, basking in the light of the truth of who we are, the divine that we are. And let us not then forget the connection that our brilliant ancestor Frank Baum gave us with the Cowardly Lion. It's all about courage. It's all about following your heart, but following it wisely and making empowered choices, right? Not just selling ourselves out and everyone along the way to get what we want, right? So, don't worry about manifesting your heart's desires. Matt Kahn, you know how I talk about Matt Kahn. Never met him face to face. I doubt he knows who I am. It's all good. He said that the reason why we want these things so much and we almost crave them is because it's a sign of intuition that we know it's coming. But the intuition is not logical, right? So the mind gets in there and tries to figure it out. It's like, well, what can I do to make it happen? What can I do to manifest it? But when you understand that the reality that you create first and foremost, aside from all the other law of attraction stuff, you create the story, the psychological take on things. And I think Leo, particularly a new moon in Leo, or really when Leo is in any sort of solar lunar thing, we have the opportunity to reorient ourselves with our courage. And courage is not something that the ego is up for. The personality may feel up for it, but the soul knows nothing else but love. It's the truth of who we are, right? And so the soul incarnates into these bodies with personalities, understanding that the ego is collective, right? When we get overwrought, when our nervous systems become overloaded, the ego is the personality, the fake personality that rises up out of that. Also that the soul can alchemize it from lead to gold, pain to peace, shadow to light, fear to love. So we are in a time of, I keep calling it the Great Crucible. You can call it the apocalypse if you like the end days. Oh, Michael Stipe, the end of the world as we know it, or at least as we knew it. I mean, look back 3 years from now, right? In a totally different world. But yet, it's not quite cake. We're still warm batter in the oven. We're getting there. But in the crucible of transformation. So before I give this blessing, I want you to, take some time whenever you're watching this, even if it's days from now. I'm doing this on 8/8, which is a whole other sidebar. I said this in a couple of the videos that I did in tarot this past week. The 8/8 was brought through 2 channels. I guess that must have been, 1991, 1992-ish. I was working for Starborn Unlimited, Solara. They named a car after her, essentially, CARMA. I remember it clearly. We were working at the San Francisco Whole Life Expo, New Life Expo, whatever, dressed in all white, but God, I hope it was before Labor Day. These people came up and started talking to Solara, and the rest of us were there, about the 8/8, because she was doing the 11/11. They did the 8/8. So Shield and Sharula, if you can find them online, Shield, SHIELD, like agents of, and Sharula, SHARULA, last name DUX, if I remember correctly, from Mount Shasta, California, apparently living in an underground city called Telos. Okay, Lemurian, okay, whatever. I mean, it was the New Age 90s, folks, the early New Age 90s. Oh God, Reiki water, it was nuts. Everything was being merchandised left, right, and center. Reiki beads, whatever. So this is not new, the 8/8. Its connection to the star system Sirius and all of that. I don't know if that was in the original stuff, but if you do the deep dive, you might be able to find it. The thing is, all these planetary activations, new moon, full moon, 11/11, 12/12. I mean, I've seen so many of them come and go, right? Planetary meditation days for world peace. All of these things, what they boil down to is about unity, about anchoring unity consciousness. And I got to tell you something, the process of anchoring unity consciousness, or if you prefer the term anchoring heaven on earth, however you want to use your spiritual language there, the process is horrible. The process is incredibly painful to the ego, which is being unraveled and absorbed by the soul, to the personality who has really no idea what's going on, as intuitive as we are with all of our prayers and meditations and rituals and ceremonies and divinations and all of that, vision boards, whatever. We still have no ultimate clue about the larger divine plan, but the larger divine plan has been scripted by love. Right? Whether you call that God is, oh, look at it. Sorry, the candlelight is literally reflecting on my cell phone, so I don't know if you can see it, but I've got this lovely candle flame right in my third eye. Yeah, God, Zeus, Buddha, Jesus, Zan, Jaina, Fred, Wilma, whoever your higher powers are, the unity, the source of all that is, the divine singularity, the supreme being, whatever you want to call it, scripted everything in the moment of the Big Bang. This is why I had such a strong calling and return to A Course in Miracles, which is, to me, my primary text and a workbook for unity consciousness, right? Make sure you get the foundation from Inner Peace's version. They are the original publisher. They lost the copyright. Other people took it and edited it heavily, from what I understand. But then you get that your own pain is help healing the world, that as you heal you, you heal everybody. Of course, the personality isn't going to see that right away. And yet, and yet, the people who cross your path, how many times Have you gone through something really traumatic, dark night of the soul or shamanic descent, shadow work, whatever? And maybe not immediately, but later on, somebody crosses your path who is going through what you went through, right? We're all helping each other through this. So regardless of political stratagems going on the planet and ecological, biological, you know what I'm talking about on planet Earth, economical, all of this transformation going on, your personal transformation is part of the plan. As a matter of fact, I'm in the review lessons in A Course in Miracles. You say that the aligning thought before and after, the central thought for the day. So the aligning thought for the reviews, it's around 200 in the workbook in A Course in Miracles. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. Lovely. Try that, doing that every hour on the hour, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, and every hour on the hour as close as you can. And the central thought, which is, the ego will rail at this or make itself, puff itself up. Oh God, did I forget it already? The salvation of this world depends on me. And what I love about the Course in Miracles is most of it's in iambic pentameter, so it's easier to remember. Salvation of the world depends on me. What? Why, I got enough going on? Do I put that on my to-do app? Right. So, right. Remember, got to save the world today, which is also why I'm doing Mal-El here today for you. West Cave Krypton. But that's what I love about Leo. It's like your pleasure is part of it, right? Your pleasure is part of it. And though I didn't draw, I didn't pull Matcon healing mantra cards like I sometimes do with this. There are a couple of mantras there that come to mind, and we'll do a little something before we're done when I give you the blessing here. One of them is amplifying abundance. Amplifying abundance, really, really great mantra there. And the mantra is, abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. As you practice that, you get that abundance is not just about money, right? Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. And he says in the bookie book, you know how I love calling it the timey-wimey bookie book, that if you've ever watched any of the videos where that card pops up, says right in there that abundance is not about having more than enough. It's about really experiencing and understanding on a visceral level that the universe is giving you everything that you need, supporting you in exchange for you shining your light at full capacity. Think about that. Shining your light at full capacity. Well, light is truth. Light is the masculine aspect of the divine love, the feminine. I mean, I'm going back centuries here with some of this stuff. But I am an archangel. At first I was like, oh, that's cute. But what and I'm going to do a video while I'm away, I think, about what I mean by that. But all angels are messengers. It means messengers of light, right? So what are the messages you're supposed to deliver, and not always verbally, right? Holding a door open for somebody, right? Saying thank you, right? These little things that we do through prayer, delivering messages of truth by being authentic. And understand that process of authenticity is alchemy. It is. Because imagine we have this great light within us, the truth of who we are, eternal, immutable truth, unconditional, all-encompassing love, all of that, including the side of our eyes, but then covered with lead here and there, written into the lifetime before we ever come in, ancestral patterning, the stuff you picked up from society, from your families, blah, 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 all that fear, essentially lack, limitation. Kind of what does lead do? It's an insulator, so it keeps the light in instead of letting it shine out at full capacity. So Lionsgate, my last name is Lyons, man. How can I not resonate, particularly with Mars conjunct Leo rising, which makes me a bit of an extrovert, but only on camera, people. What can we do? Well, abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now, and I am willing to shine my light at full capacity as I am guided to do so, without any apprehension of how to do that, right? Just trusting. The other one that certainly comes to mind as well, in terms of those healing mantras, is unity consciousness, exploring unity consciousness. I'm one eternal light, appearing is all. One eternal light, appearing is all. It's almost like saying I'm not a body, I am free, I am still as God created me. You know, we are one. And if you just turn on the news for a hot second, you'll see how all of the illusion of separation is boiling to the surface, to be healed, to be transformed, the alchemy from lead to gold. So whether or not those mantras come through me when I do this is moot, moot. You see me there over the light, moot, moot. You can be light of heart, light-hearted with this. Oh, because there's the other one, inviting ecstasy. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. Oh, isn't that a mantra? I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires, not because I've earned it or I'm worth it or I deserve it. I don't like that word deserve. People use that in really toxic ways. But it's who I am, right? I am worthy because I am divine at the core of all of this. And that's why people are like, what do you mean you're divine? I'm like, well, what's the process of spiritual awakening? What are you awakening to? I'm not a body. I am free. For I am still as the divine created me. Pick your word. Divine Mad Libs. So I think that's enough preface. I think that's enough explanation. Let me give you the blessing. I know all that's set up for one big divine love punch. Please take a nice deep breath. And I call upon my pantheons of the divine, our guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, ancestors, and the higher selves, all involved, fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above. Please surround us now in a force field of light, containing and protecting this prayer, this blessing that we do now. And I ask that all information and energy that exchanges between us all does so clearly, cleanly, and for the well-being of all. For I accept, I don't know how to make this the best blessing that I've ever done, that it be truly helpful, truly blessing, truly enlightening, truly delightful for the well-being of all. So I ask you all to do it through me, to use every aspect of me, known and unknown, for the facilitation of this new moon in Leo energy for my well-being and for the well-being of all. That I am now, and so it is. There's the setup, here's the punch. Dearest God, Goddess, all that is, we ask you, please, to send your light through us to help us awaken and remember the truth of who we are, understanding that abundance is our birthright, and we receive it now with every breath. That we are one eternal light appearing as all, and that we may awaken to that in the most heart-centered, clear-minded, wise decision and choice-making ways. That we invite in the ecstasy of the truth of who we are, for we are worthy of all the pleasure our heart desires, and our light shines so clearly when we have a healthy relationship to pleasure. The joy of being, the truth of who we are, radiating out into this world, blessing all it touches. For salvation of the world does depend on us, but it's an inside job. That we forgive others as we forgive ourselves. We heal others as we heal ourselves, and we love others as we love ourselves. So as I place hands upon my heart, the torch of Archangel Ariel right upon my heart chakra, I breathe into my heart center. I relax into it with the simple mantra, I love you. I love you. And I see within my heart the planet Earth itself, shining brilliant with the emerald fire of the heart chakra, the heart star of Archangel Ariel. That everyone watching this and all that will cross their path in any way, shape, or form be blessed with this new beginning of courage, of light, of truth, and of pleasure. That we may shine our light at full capacity, our hearts opening not just outward in front, but outward and back, revealing our wings. That we are celestial beings in human form, regardless of tradition, lens, practice, religion, or path. That we are one, like the great central sun. That we embody the truth of who we are. Open our hearts, heal, grow, learn, evolve, become the best that we can be. And along with everything else in this world, that it rise along with us. May this world be forever blessed, with heaven on earth manifest, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. And so it is. Bask in the light of your own heart, my darlings. Feel that love. Silently bless. You don't have to have a YouTube channel to pull this off. In your quiet times, in your meditations, in your, extrovert times, feeling that joy fill up the cup of your heart as it overflows out into this world. May every day be blessed with a little bit of that, or a lot of bit of that as needed. And just know, we are not alone here. We are all one here. ALONE, ALLONE. What's that extra L? Love. Love you. Just love. Be the love that you truly are. And shine that light of full capacity to receive the abundance that is your birthright. And that you receive it now. Well, thank you so much for watching. Blessed 8/8, new moon in Leo, whoever, whatever you want to call it. Truly my joy, my pleasure. I have a house call client today, 2 p.m. Eastern. Looking forward to that. Pouring rain here, but I don't care. I'm going to pack. I'm headed up to Saratoga tomorrow, probably leaving very early in the morning. So I will be doing more of these from the cell phone streaming things, but I'm bringing my other HD camera with me too to see how much work I can get done while I'm up there. Why? Because I am a Virgo. I'm a Virgo, but with a Mars conjunct Leo ascendant and a Pisces moon. I am born. I was written to do this. So may you find your way under grace and in perfect ways, my beloved Facebook, YouTube, social media, wherever you are, friends, whenever you're watching this. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, particularly because I'm going away. You might want to hit the notification bell because I just do things as I'm spontaneously guided. And wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this new moon in Leo to full moon in Aquarius and beyond. Hail. Farewell, my beloved brothers and sisters. And blessed, blessed be.